And that's getting old hat in San Francisco,
that's
boy,
awesome.
huh?
It's awesome. Tell you what, their broadcasts are the best in baseball. You know, these two guys are incredible. They really are.
We're going to bring in half of the Kuiper duo right now and speak to the longtime play-by-play voice of the San Francisco Giants, Duane Kuiper. Duane, he's buttering you up. You hear it already here because he wants to know what was up with the picture with the orange and black toenail polish.
Well, sometimes you have to learn the hard way that if you have a daughter, no matter if she's 4 or 24, they can get you to do something that you probably wouldn't do if you were on your own.
You know that's right. Absolutely. Yes.
And with social media, just about the time I said to her, look, you can take the picture, but, let's kind of keep that between us. It was gone. And cannot put the bullet back in the gun once it goes, and there it went.
Everybody who has a daughter understands, man. We get it.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Mine taught me to get a puppy.
I made a little bit of a mistake. I had a little bit of a language problem with the woman that was doing the painting, and I thought she said that this will wash off after about 2 or 3 days. Little did I know that this is going to be on there for a very long time. So it eliminates flip-flops in spring training. That's what it does.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Hey, speaking of spring training and sticking around for a long period of time, this Giant club, 3 championships in 5 years, do you think they're disrespected and they haven't got the just due that they should?
Well, look, I think if you go back and look at the 2010, 2012, and last year, there were 10 series in those 3 postseasons, and they were underdogs in every series, and they won every series. I think maybe they are a little bit, but I think that's kind of the way this organization likes it. I think it's the way Brian Sabian likes it. I think it's the way Bruce Bochy likes it. And their whole deal now is just to get there. It doesn't matter whether you win your division, whether it's by way of the wild card, just get there, because when you get there, then you obviously have a shot. And they've proven that once they get there, then they play their best baseball.
Kuiper, were Giant fans a little surprised that Pablo Sandoval opted to sign with the Red Sox after basically the Giants offered him very similar money?
Yeah, well, I was surprised is probably a little light. I think they were shocked. And I think we were a little bit shocked, too, just because some of the things he said, turned out it really wasn't about the money. He wanted a new adventure. So that's a tough spot to fill because of what he brings to the table. So, yeah, I think they're shocked, and now the Giants are going to have to find out if they can fill that hole, because it is a big hole.
Duane, it's Ken Rosenthal. I know you're not the general manager, but I was curious about one thing with the Giants offseason, one thing I've never been able to figure out. They go after Lester. They go after him big. And then after that, they did not pursue another #1 starter, not Shields, not Scherzer, not anyone else. And I was wondering what you thought the reason for that was.
Well, I think that they were really comfortable with Lester and what he brought to the table as far as being a left-hander and being a stud. And I think they liked everything about him, including his mechanics. And I think they were a little leery about some of the other free agents as far as wear and tear, and as far as if you're going to really sign somebody for an extremely long time, where's the value going to be at the end of the contract, and are they going to stay healthy? I think a lot of that was part of why they stayed away from some of the other guys other than Lester. I think Lester was their guy, and look, they did, I believe, offer Shields. I think they offered him a really nice contract, and I think it turned out in the end he took less. But that whole process was, at the time, was playing out after Lester's contract, and everybody thought that everything was going to be sky high, and it was just going to cost a ton. So it's kind of a long-winded way of explaining maybe I have an idea, maybe I don't. But those are just the thoughts on some of the other free agents.
Hey, Kipe, a last question here, and it's a two-part question. Madison Bumgarner, he's clearly become the ace, and, you know, it seems like he hasn't reached his ceiling yet. What do you think his World Series performance is going to do for him? And also, being a second baseman yourself, Joe Panik. I was so impressed with him. So I'd like to get your thoughts on those two guys before we let you go.
Well, we had a pretty good idea a couple of years ago that this was eventually going to be Bumgarner's team, just because of his personality and because of his presence, and just because of what he can do, like we saw him do in postseason. So I don't think we were surprised by that. We were all a little bit surprised that him coming in and pitching as many innings as he did in Game 7, he'll tell you that he was not surprised, and he really believes that. He's good. You know what? He's absolutely terrific. And you know what else is? He's extremely funny, and the older he gets, the more his personality is going to come out. And once the baseball world gets to know this kid a lot better, they're really, really going to enjoy him. As far as Panik made the play of postseason. He absolutely made the play of postseason in Game 7. And he, too, is still a little timid. You know, he's a little shy. But once, you know, he starts to get a few more years under his belt, we're gonna see a much more comfortable Joe Panik, whether it be on the field, off the field, dealing with the media. He's a terrific kid. And it's going to be fun watching him play a full season as opposed to, I don't know what he played, a half a year last year. So, you know, it's really odd, though. I never thought that your first year winning the World Series was a good thing, because
now what?
Some guys play a long time without even getting the postseason.
Yeah.
So,
Kipe, let's get down to business here. The most important aspect of your offseason, Pebble Beach. The Pebble Beach Pro-Am just took place. I know you captain a Ryder Cup-style team here as the Giants take on the 49ers during the Tuesday Pro-Am. How'd it go?
Well, no, the 49ers, it's a 5-hole tournament where there's four 49ers, 4 Giants. The 49ers happen to be guys that, you know, were part of the teams when they won all their world championships, the Super Bowls. And then the Giants guys were 2 current players with Kane and Posey and Lopez, 3 current, and then the manager. So it's $20,000 a hole. Goes to the fund of the team that wins that hole, and there's a carryover for the tie. And it turned out that the last hole had a 3-hole carryover, and it ended up in a tie. There was a chip-off, and Dwight Clark came up with the closest chip. I played in it once, and I was told it was the first year that they'd done the Chevron Celebrity whatever. And they said, look, we want you and Kruko to team up with Matt Cain and Cody Ross. I said, great. There's not going to be a lot of people there. You'll be fine. I said, well, I don't play golf that much. So we get on the first tee, and there's 2,000 people lined up on both sides. I'm so nervous. I can't get the ball on top of the tee. I mean, I hadn't competed in anything in 30 years. So Jerry Rice saved the day for me. He put the ball on the tee. He said, looks like Mr. Kuiper had too much coffee. and off we went. Long story short, I missed a 3-foot putt on 18 to win 2 holes, $40,000. On my way home with my wife, stopped at Starbucks. Guy in the back of Starbucks stands up, very loudly says, "Hey, Kuiper, nice choke job on 18."
But nobody's watching.
That was it.
Hey, look, when 30 grand is on the line, that certainly can change the dynamics, no doubt.
Funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so that was it. Look, if you can't make a 3-foot putt and you can't put the ball on the tee, then you become the captain of and you're just a non-player.
The honorary captain.
Great
Hey,
stuff
Kuiper,
from,
thank you
Duane
for the
Kuiper.
call in.
And enjoy spring training. We appreciate you calling in.
All right, guys, I'll see you a lot. I hope this season, because when I see you guys a lot, that means life is good for the Giants.
There you go.
There you go.
Absolutely.